Welcome to The Explainer. You know how we do it here. We turn data into a story. And today, we've got a really remarkable one for you, told entirely through numbers.
So let's just start with a single number, 9.
Yeah, you heard that right. This person became 9 years younger, metabolically speaking, in just a few months. I mean, how is that even possible, right? Well, the answer is hiding in plain sight, right in the data of a detailed health report. And you know what? We're going to walk through it together.
Okay, let's get right into it. What you're looking at right here, this is the source of our entire story. It's a side-by-side comparison of some key health metrics. And trust me, this single image tells a story of change that is so much more powerful than anything a simple bathroom scale could ever show you.
All right, first up, Section 1, Beyond the Bathroom Scale. And this is so important because we've got to look past the most obvious number to really get what's going on under the hood.
So check this out. If you only looked at the total change in weight, you'd see this, -1 pound. That's it. A single pound lost over a few months? Come on, you'd probably think nothing really happened. You might even feel a little discouraged, right?
But here's the thing. What if weight isn't the whole story? I mean, what if it's not even the most important part of the story? This right here brings us to a concept that completely changes the game when it comes to understanding our health.
And that concept is body composition. It's basically the body's ratio of fat to everything else. Your muscle, your bones, your water. To put it really simply, it's not about how much you weigh, it's about what that weight is actually made of. That's the key.
And boom, this chart just lays it all out. This is the real story. While that scale was barely budging, just that 1 pound loss, the body was actually dropping nearly 20 pounds of fat mass. And at the exact same time, it was packing on over 21 pounds of healthy lean mass. It's not weight loss, it's like a total trade-in.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting when you look at how that swap is reflected in the percentages. Just look at this. The body fat percentage plummets from 37.6%, which is, firmly in the very high danger zone, all the way down to 27.4%. That is a drop of over 10 percentage points. That's a huge, huge shift.
So here's the big takeaway from this part. This wasn't just about losing weight. No way. This was a total body recomposition. The body was literally rebuilding itself, getting healthier and stronger, even while the number on the scale was telling this completely different and, frankly, pretty boring story.
Okay, so that's the big picture. Now let's dive a little deeper into Section 2, Losing the Invisible Fat. Because as we're about to find out, not all fat is created equal, not by a long shot.
Yeah, this brings us to something called visceral fat. You can think of this as the really dangerous, invisible fat. It's the stuff that's stored deep inside your belly, literally wrapped around your major organs, like your liver and your intestines. It's the fat you can't see or pinch, but it's the stuff that has the biggest, most serious impact on your long-term health.
And look at these results. I mean, they're just dramatic. The visceral fat index drops from a 15, which is considered high, all the way down to an 11, which is in the standard range. At the same time, the actual fat around the torso dropped by over 17 pounds. We're talking about a massive reduction in the absolute most dangerous type of fat you can have.
And this is why this should matter to you, to all of us, really. Getting this specific type of fat down is one of the single most powerful things you can do for your metabolic health. It is directly linked to lower risk for all the big ones, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, you name it.
But this story isn't just about subtraction, about losing all the bad stuff. It's also about addition, gaining the good stuff. And that brings us right to Section 3, Building a Stronger Body.
So think about this. While all that dangerous fat was melting away, this person was simultaneously building a stronger, more resilient foundation. Skeletal muscle mass went up. Bone mass actually increased by 1.6 pounds. Even their body water percentage got better. They were literally getting stronger from the inside out.
So the main takeaway here is pretty clear, right? More muscle, denser bones, it all adds up to a stronger, more functional, and way more resilient body. It's all about adding strength and structure, not just watching a number go down on a scale.
Okay, so we've looked at the chassis, right? The structure of the body. Now for Section 4, let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine itself. We're talking about resetting the body's clock.
And to do that, we got to talk about something called the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just the number of calories your body needs to, keep the lights on, all its basic functions when you're just sitting there at rest.
The easiest way to think about it is like the idle speed of your body's engine.
Okay, now this is absolutely fascinating. Take a look at the BMR. It actually went up a tiny bit. Now you might know that a common side effect of most diets is a crashing metabolism, but that didn't happen here. The engine stayed hot, it stayed efficient. But the absolute showstopper on this slide, the real kicker, is the metabolic age.
It dropped from 56 years old all the way down to 47. That is a 9-year reversal. We're talking about a body that now functions, on a cellular level, 9 years younger than it did just a few months before. It's the grand finale, right? The ultimate result of all those other positive changes working together in perfect harmony. So, let's bring it all home and recap the key transformations we just saw. This person traded almost 20 pounds of fat for 21 pounds of lean mass. They slashed their dangerous visceral fat, they built a stronger, muscular, and skeletal frame, and the grand prize for all that? They lowered their metabolic age by a whopping 9 years. You see, this data doesn't just show a diet, it shows a complete and total health overhaul.
And all of this leaves us with one big question to think about. As our ability to get this kind of personal, detailed data becomes more common, will we finally stop asking the old question, how much do I weigh, and start asking the much better question, what is my body actually made of? It's a powerful shift in how we think about health, and just a fascinating look at what's possible when you start tracking what really truly matters.